Here's the deal. You know that to live the life you want to live, which means you can go where you want, with who you want, when you want, you're going to have to ditch your current job because your current job has you chained to a physical location. So you're looking online, you're trying to find some different business models you can get into, drop shipping, affiliate marketing, Amazon FBA. You've seen these things, but all of them just seem like so much work, right? And it's not even that you're afraid of doing the work. You're a hardworking individual. It's just simply that it's so different than the work you've already been doing that it just seems like you're having to start from scratch. You have to start from zero. And that kind of is overwhelming and really in reality it's defeating, right? Like, wow, I have to learn something totally different. Like I've wasted so many years of my life. But what if you didn't have to learn an entirely new skill set to make money? What if you could just monetize what you already know or what you've already experienced? Well, I'm going to tell you that you can do that. You can turn what you already know or what you already experienced into a profitable online business, in particular within the course industry. Now, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys flat out, if you want to learn how to do that, click the link in the description and sign up for the waitlist. But just to give you guys an example, all that I do is turn my life experiences into money. For example, this YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel, what do? I share my thoughts. My thoughts are valuable. Why? Because of the life experiences that I have. So I turn my life experiences into content, put them out on YouTube, get ad revenue. Books that I wrote. I wrote 2 Amazon best-selling books based upon what? My life experiences. One of them is about all different ways that I tried to make money online. The other one is about my life experience moving to Tanzania. I created a course, 30 Days to 1K Blueprint. What is that about? Well, that's about my life experience becoming a successful Etsy seller. So I've learned how to monetize my life experiences and turn them into different products and sell them in a digital fashion. Me and my team are going to help you do the exact same thing. And I can only work with 10 people because I'm having to commit my own personal time and my team's personal time as well. All right? So here's what you need to do if you want to be one of those 10 people. Click the link in the description, and the first link in the description will be like join the TITA waitlist. Click on that link, put in your name, email, phone number, and once you go ahead and do that, you will be on the waitlist. Once the product is completely finished, the program is completely finished, I'm going to send you an email. You're going to click on that email, take it to a page. You're going to be able to book a Zoom call with me. You're going to be able to book a Zoom call with me. We're going to get in that Zoom call, and I'm going to say, hey, tell me about yourself. I'm going to find out 2 things. Number 1, if I like you, and number 2, if I believe that I can help you. Because this is a 6-week program. I don't really want to work with somebody for 6+ weeks, and I don't really like them, right? Especially because I have to trade my time, right, to be with you. And the second thing, I need to figure out if I can actually help you, right? Do I believe that given my resources, giving my time, giving my training to you, that you'll be able to actually succeed, right? And so those are 2 things we want to find out on the call. And if it seems like it's a fit for you and it's a fit for me, then we'll go ahead and work together. All right. Now, like I said, there's already 400 people on this wait list, so therefore, you want to be one of the first people to click on that link and then go ahead and get your Zoom call. There's only a certain amount of Zoom calls that I can do. You guys know I'm already overseas, so the time difference is not the most optimal. Therefore, you want to go ahead and be on that list. First person to click it, first person to book the call, and you may just get yourself, a chance of a lifetime. All right, fed up with Africa. Why is it so hard? Don't move to Africa without watching this.
Welcome to Expert Life Ghana. I'm Tony. This is my wife Aya.
And their channel this video will be linked in the description of today's video. All right, so you can watch the original video.
We're documenting our move from Texas to Ghana as we go beyond return.
In this video, we're getting real. Why is it so hard living in Africa?
Hold up, huh? That's not how I feel at all.
Well, are you getting fed up with some parts of Ghana?
Ooh, okay, they say they're getting real in this episode, all right?
Wow.
Let's get this video started.
Hey, see, like, the one thing about the No Limit Eddie channel, we don't have to get real because we stay real from the very jump, all right?
Oh, wait. You gotta give me a minute to explain mean
Oh,
before
you're
you
going
start
to hear this in the comments for sure.
I totally am. Okay, let me get a second. I just want to explain, okay?
Okay,
I want to explain.
try your best.
First off, I have to say that Africa is a collection of dozens of countries.
Oh, yeah.
And when we talk about Africa as a generic term, it's because a lot of Americans
Refer
see
to it.
Africa as like this monolithic thing.
Right, and this is one of the things that really does annoy me. Africa has this many countries. Like, really, shut your filthy mouth. Most people who talk like this, well, Africa has so many countries, cannot name all the countries in Africa. I know it. Now, besides that, I personally, there's people who live in the States who can't name all 50 states. I probably can't even name all 50 states. You know, so I know for sure they don't know all 53 countries, 54 countries, and all the stuff in Africa. Second thing is, like, there's a concept of a microcosm, which is a small subset of society can represent a large subset of society. When they want to find out how do Americans like Coca-Cola, they don't have to ask every single American in existence, how do you like Coca-Cola? No, but if they get enough, if they pull, even if they ask one state of people, they ask California, how do you like Coca-Cola? And they ask the entire state, whatever. That will more than likely reflect the entire United States as a whole. Why? Because there's going to be Asian people, there's going to be white people, there's going to be black people, there's going to be people of this age, that age. So you're going to be reaching all demographics that are within America. And so if you ask people from California, how do you like Coca-Cola, right? You're going to get a certain amount of answer. People from this age and that age think that's cool. People from this age and everything is not cool. And then if you ask the entire states, it'll very likely reflect similar numbers to that which was in California, right? So essentially, that's the concept of microcosm, where a small subset of people can represent a large subset of people. When they do the polls, are you approving of Biden or are you not approving of Biden? They're not asking every single American, right? They're asking a subset of Americans that represent all demographics of America. And so the same problems that happen in one country happen in the next country, and the next country, and the next country, right? So all of Africa is not the exact same, but it's very similar, right?
Yes, we need to educate them that Africa has like 54 countries, so they need to come up to date on that. And
Yes, so that's definitely a thing.
all right. So we completely acknowledge and understand that Ghana and our experiences in Ghana don't represent life in all the countries of
But they do.
Africa.
Correct, right. So, with that said, Africa is hard. Life here in Ghana is hard sometimes. It feels like every time I want to get something done, something like substantial done, it's just hurdles and headaches and hurdles. And
I think you're forgetting that everywhere has hurdles and headaches and hurdles and headaches.
I know. Everywhere has problems. I totally get that. So, I understand.
What problems are you having that make you feel like, you're fed up? What?
Well, I have 3 big issues where Ghana is making it so hard. And the first problem is residency.
Why did I have such beef with Tanzania? Residency. This is a West African country. Tanzania was an East African country. Microcosm.
I
have to agree with you. Just so you know, I have to agree with you on that.
I am applying by blood, and I've been doing it for months. It's
Over a year.
I started actively with the process and the paperwork. It kind of was. No, it's maybe 7 months.
No.
It's maybe 7 months. No, you're right. It's longer than that.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to get this done?
Well, they are adding diaspora affairs and trying to streamline the process.
And that, I totally get that.
But
that would be more for you. I'm coming in saying, my father is a Ghanaian. And I understand that he's passed, and so things get a little more difficult, but my father's a Ghanaian. Why is it taking me so long to get this done?
And that's the problem.
And it's just like, everyone wants a bribe, and I don't want to bribe my way through the process. I just want to go through the process.
Right.
Corruption. Like I said, microcosm. It's going to be very hard for you to find a country in Africa where somebody would not say that corruption is an issue. It's just a fact.
Time or money?
I hate when you say that.
Time or money?
I hate when you say that.
If you ain't got the time, have the money. If you don't have the money, you better have the time.
Dang. here's problem number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're in the midst of land wars. It feels like straight up land wars. We've been working with the chiefs, but they don't seem to really want to work with me.
Yeah, the system's slowly getting updated, but slowly.
All right, so she's saying she feels like she's in the middle of a land war. This is interesting. This is very interesting. I mean, if you watch the video, Why Should I Move to Tanzania, I did talk about the process of buying land. It did seem a little bit difficult. That they didn't want, you know what I mean? It seemed a little bit difficult. And this is another complaint that some African Americans have made. Other African Americans, like I said, if you're willing to live in a dicey and slicey manner, you can survive in Tanzania. But if you want to live an upright, honest type of lifestyle, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Just like she's saying, like it's very difficult to live even in Ghana, which is probably one of the more Western countries. But it's very difficult to live in Ghana and not bribe, like she's saying. And he said, you got to have the time, or you got to have the money, right? And so when you live in a country that's even less Western, like Tanzania is not nowhere near as, I guess, modernized as Ghana, in my personal opinion. This as far as hype, this as far as celebrities moving there, this as far as like all that type of stuff. Tanzania is up there, but it's not as big as Ghana. And so, you know, the issue with the land is one that I echoed and one that I mentioned from Tanzania. So I think this will be an issue everywhere you go, right?
Yeah, so it feels like right now it's just you had a deal with so-and-so, but now that deal doesn't work with this guy, and this is the new chief, and that's the old chief, and you don't have this registered with so-and-so, and you're like, well, I thought this was all with the chiefs. It just feels like the old way and the new way haven't worked themselves out yet.
Yeah,
No? Don't feel like that?
what can I say on this to be very specific?
Tony doesn't want to get kicked out of the guy.
No, I think it's more of how and where you buy your land. If you're buying through a development company or something like that, the process is so easy.
But you pay a premium for that process as well.
And it's so easy. Working with chiefs, there's a lot of verification that you have to do to make sure that the land is land that they can sell, that it's theirs, that they're legally able to sell it. Not that they got a piece of paper that says they have it, but that they're legally able to sell it.
And that they haven't sold it to other people.
Right. And this is where you can run into a lot of scams. You know what I mean? And the wife seems to be like on some like frustration, and the husband seems to be more like trying to, you know, see both sides of it, which is good. I think it's good to have both perspectives. You know, on his side, like he said, you go to a development and it's going to be easy to do. You know what I mean? Look at Go Black in Zanzibar with the whole Fumba town. Now you try to buy outside of those pre-constructed areas for foreigners to buy, you're gonna run into more issues, you know, and that's kind of how it is. You know, if you try to do it with the local people, you're going to increase your chances of getting scammed, you know, and that's something to be aware of.
That you're not the fourth buyer in the past week on the same property. So that process.
Yeah, it just feels like there's no clear-cut way to make it all work that doesn't end up just, it's like I'm so fed up with going through this process. I just want it to be done already.
Time or money?
Again with the time or money. All right, okay. Here's my third problem, or third fed up point.
Let's see.
Yo, why is it so expensive here?
Oh, wow. Expensive. Yeah. Look. The continent is not cheap whatsoever. You know, even in Tanzania was not cheap. Like, people act like it's cheap, but it's not. And the reason why I say that is because while things are cheaper in absolute terms, when you look at it from a different perspective, it's more expensive. In the States, I decide, okay, I want to go to XYZ. Okay, hop in my car, boom, quick drive, and I'm there, no problem. Now, in a continent, you don't have a car in the beginning. Usually, you don't have a car in the beginning, right? So, okay, I don't have a car, so now I got to go to a place. I got to go to a spot. I got to call an Uber, I got to call a Kareem, I got to call a Bajaji. I have to call somebody to pick me up. Now, spots in Africa are, in my personal opinion, and I'm saying Tanzania, were spaced out. You know, things were spaced out. And so you're taking a 15, 20-minute drive just to go to Mikoshini Plaza to go get some cheese, waffles. You know, you're taking a 15, 20-minute drive to go to Kibo Complex to go get some ugali. You know, and those begin to add up because you got to ride there and you have to ride back. You want to go to the grocery store 30 minutes out. You want to go here this many out. And so if you're somebody who, like me, I'm somebody who likes to run in and out all the time. I always go, like, I'm not like somebody who like stock up. You know what I mean? Don't go out to the store for a month. No, I'm just like a daily, I go to the store every day, you know, boom, 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 no problem. And so if you're somebody like that, that stuff begins to add up really quick and it becomes more expensive in that frame of things. Another way it becomes more expensive is that you, as an American or the foreigner, want to buy the things that foreigners buy. And because foreigners are buying them, not locals are buying them, then that comes back down to supply and demand. If there's not a large demand, there may not be a large supply, right? Like toilet paper, for example. Toilet paper is everywhere in the States because everybody uses it. But let's say Rolex stores. There's not that many Rolex stores because not everybody can afford a Rolex, right? So there's going to be far more availability of toilet paper, and thus the price of toilet paper is significantly cheaper than the price of a Rolex, for example, right? And so with that being said, when you go to these foreign countries and you continue to live an American style life, which everybody, regardless of how woke they are, is going to live a more American style life than the locals. It's just a fact. And because of that, you are going to spend more money than the locals, significant amount more money than the locals. Like I just the other day, there was something that I went to the store the other day and I bought bread. I never really bought bread from this place, but I bought a whole thing of bread for £5, right? And I've been walking past the bread this whole time, not even knowing that it was £5, and it was a whole like thing of bread. I'm like, wow, okay, I didn't even know you can get this cheap. And so just me being a foreigner and wanting to slice breads like this and all this stuff, was paying 4 or 5 times that price for bread. 6 times that price for bread. Not even knowing. And so when you live a more American lifestyle, you're going to spend more money, right? That's the first thing. Africa is cheaper in absolute terms or in relative terms. Yes, Uber is cheaper than Uber in the States, but you're going to be using Uber a lot more in Africa than you would in the States for that reason.
When we first arrived, it was like 18 months ago. I feel like we've seen 1.5 times increase on some things. Like even just the cost of eggs. What's going on with eggs?
Hey, I was buying mad eggs in Zania, man. I was getting chips in my eye every morning.
They went up so much.
Gas.
Oh, I can't even get started with gas. Like,
wow.
And gas is expensive too in these African countries. In Zania, gas was pricey. Gas was really pricey in Zania. When we got to Egypt, it wasn't. Egypt gas is actually relatively cheap.
So those little creeping cost of living increases have really hit the budget and really hit the pocketbook.
Yeah.
So
the exchange rate of the dollar versus the CD has
gotten better.
Yeah. But the thing is, when the exchange rate gets better, the economy looks like it gets worse.
Right. So prices go up.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah. Hey, so here's a question for you guys. What are some of the ways that life in Ghana is hard, or life in any African nation that you might be in is so challenging?
Comment below.
All right, let me answer this question. What's some ways? Let's say for me, I'm in Egypt. I'm thugging out here. What's some ways that life is harder? I would say just on the aspect of what's really a challenge for me out here right now. I say some things just are not available sometimes. It's like the convenience factor could be a little bit diminished. Like sometimes I want to order a little item, boom, 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 boom. Oh, sorry, we're out of stock. It's like, how you out of stock? That's the main thing that really gets me. I go to a store every day. I buy the same item. The item gets sold out. It's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they replace it, before they replenish it. That's a kicker for me over here on the continent in Egypt. But it's not too bad. You know what I mean? But it's just I want what I want when I want it, and so maybe it's a lesson that I'm learning to just say relax. Switch it up.
Let us know what you think.
So I have a little sidebar. Those were my 3 big points.
Okay.
But I did have this side thing that I was like, I don't know if Tony will let me talk about this on the channel. And that's taxes. Is it too political?
she wants to say.
I want to pay more taxes.
I agree with that.
Really?
Yes.
I want to pay more taxes.
Feds.
Not fees, not dashes, not bribes, not fees, not taxes that go to build a really big house. Oh, now I'm getting too political. I seriously want to pay for improvements in roads and infrastructure and healthcare and 5G internet.
Yeah.
I'll pay any tax for 5G internet.
Right. I agree with that. I would be willing to pay more taxes, and I see how I'm not taxed on some things where I should be, that I would be willing to pay, and those taxes could go to building and developing the infrastructure here.
Yeah.
For an example, you pass by a Wachi stand in the morning and you buy a plate of breakfast and it's 20 CDs. It's 20 CDs and that's it. If they said it's 21 CDs and that one CD is going to taxes, I'd have no problem with that.
Nope, I totally disagree with that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I feel like that is really targeting the masses, and where taxes need to target is more in the corporation and higher earnings. Like,
Okay, trickle down doesn't work. So,
Feds.
now we're gonna have a political conversation.
well, here's the thing. There's plenty of people driving around in Maseratis and all these Bentleys and Benzes here, and they got all these big nice houses, and these people don't pay, they pay basically nothing in taxes, and they're happy to have these beautiful houses with the absolute worst roads in front of them.
The worse the road, the better
And
the
I can
house.
tell you, some of these people need four-wheel drive vehicles to get to their house.
You can't take
They're
them on the
$1 million
road.
houses. I don't understand that mentality. Why have $1 million house if you got a $2 road to get to it? You, my friend, are failing in life because you should be paying more in taxes to get your road done.
What do I think about this? Paying more in taxes. If you decide that you want to pay more in taxes, what are you truly deciding? Because earlier in the video, it was mentioned that the government doesn't do their job. The government does not do their job. They take your time, they wait, they want delays. Now maybe you say, well, they have to take the bribes because they make so little money. So if you pay more in taxes, they make more money. They wouldn't want to take bribes. But corruption is corruption is corruption. If you are wicked when you have little, you will be wicked when you have plenty. It just is what it is. Now, what I would say on this aspect is, why give an ineffective government more money? Plain and simple. Why give an ineffective government more money? Now, I think the solution, in my personal opinion, is always privatization. How can you incentivize private companies to do the development for you? Because if people have a monetary incentive to do such, they will find a way to do such. So if you really want to pay more in taxes, allow private companies to own the roads and then create tolls, right? Create toll roads, and then the roads will be fixed, roads will be paved, and you'll be paying to get on them. Do you want to pay to get on the road every time? No, you don't want to pay to get on the road every time. So therefore, you have to basically deal with what it is at this current moment in time, or you have to privatize it, right? That's the only way I can think about it. Because does a government in Ghana not have enough money to fix the roads? I don't know. You know what I mean? Honestly, I don't know. You know what they're doing with their budget and what they're doing with their funds. But I'm always against increased taxation, because once you start that game, it just doesn't really end, right? You just give them more money, and they want more money and more money and more money. Then you get up into a situation where you give away so much money that you actually are like, dang, I wish I never started getting taxed in the beginning, you know. But again, I can't speak for Ghana in particular. I just know I'm not the biggest fan of taxation. If you're giving an ineffective government money, do you think they're going to actually use it effectively when they're already accepting bribes? They corrupt people. They'll take that money and do what they want with it. You know, that's what I'd say. I would just say, if you can find a way to incentivize private companies to do the development, then more than likely, like private companies have an incentive to give 5G Wi-Fi, to be quite honest. So the reason why there's not 5G is not because of the government and not because of taxes. I believe private companies have an incentive to create 5G and things of that nature, which I'm not a fan of 5G personally, feds, but at the same time, Incentivize private companies to do the work that you want.
If it's all the people on your block paying to get that road done, then you, my friend, should be talking to all your neighbors about getting the road done.
Right. That'll be even that solution. It will make sense as well. Like, okay, let's fix this on road. We can do something like that, you know.
It shouldn't be the neighbors having to get together. I mean, this should be.
If all the neighbors were paying taxes correctly, it would get done. Let's bypass that. Let's just say, hey, collectively, us as neighbors are going to pay.
I like that, because then you know exactly where your money is going. You know what I mean? If you say, okay, I'm sick of this particular situation, pull the money together, let's fix this particular situation. I like that example of it.
Because we can. We're going to pay.
Because we look at what we're doing in the States, we're paying taxation for the same people to then hire police officers, for the same people to then do these wicked things to us, to then put these things in the medical system, to then inform us that we can't leave our house. We're paying for our enslavement. Versus, in this scenario, you're paying for the improvements that you actually desire. I'm not a fan of taxation.
To get our road in front of our houses done.
So the long and short of it is, although we disagree on this taxation point, we do agree that some system of taxation needs to be implemented so that infrastructure can be improved here.
And not, it's not going to work.
And not lining pockets.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I mean, I think that I realize that everywhere has problems, right? So no matter where you live, you're going to have problems. I guess I just need to accept that we live here because the positives outweigh the negatives. So even though I've listed 3 things I'm fed up with,
yeah, for me, there's no competition at all. Ghana wins over the U.S. hands down.
I think you guys knew
5 times on Sundays.
I know. Okay,
15 times before 6 a.m. on Fridays.
It just gets frustrating when it takes months to resolve issues when they happen.
All right, big ups. Great video from you guys. Expat life in Ghana. I like when they do real videos like this to sharing their personal experience, you know. And like I was saying, let me switch up. And just like I was saying earlier, you know, like they're just turning their life experience. Look, that's their life experience. They literally just made their life experience into a video, put it on YouTube, and they got 45,000 views on the video. YouTube paid them ad revenue. Maybe they got some super chats, some donations. Maybe they sold some product. You know, everybody needs to start selling products too. You know, everybody got to start selling products. You know, Master P says products. You know, products outlive everything. So if you want to get some money, get some products. Shout out to Drew Travels. I was seeing his video the other day. He got some ebooks now on PayHip. Shout out to PayHip. You know, I was making videos about PayHip a little while ago. Big ups to PayHip and all kind of stuff. But look, yeah, man, turn your life experience into revenue, man. That's what I want to teach you guys how to do. All right, how to turn your life experience into a profitable online course in the next 6 weeks. All right. So with that being said, click the link in the description, sign up for the waitlist for the program, and I will send you an email, like I said, all the stuff in the beginning. But yeah, let's go ahead and do that, guys. Besides that point, living in Africa, it has its challenges. Living in America, it has its challenges. Would you take the challenges of America, or would you take the challenges of the continent? That's what's up to you. I personally, clearly, am still on the continent of Africa, and I'm clearly here for a reason. And I believe that it's because the positives significantly outweigh the negatives. Now, with that being said, you have to ask yourself the same question. You know, what is more important to me? What do I actually desire out of life? And if you desire certain things, then America might be better for you. If you desire certain things, then the continent might be better for you. You know, that's all I can say about the situation. But I think you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are thinking about relocating to the continent of Africa, click the link in the description. Pick up a copy of the Ultimate African Relocation Guide. Get answers to 100 plus of the most commonly asked questions related to moving / relocating, even visiting the continent of Africa. Pick up a copy of the Ultimate African Guide. Link in the description. Other than that, see you guys in the next one. Shalom. Other than that, see you guys in the next one. Yah willing. Shalom.